Minutes. I know you're hungry or whatever you got to do. Mikey Garcia made headline. I don't know if you heard the interview yesterday. Did you hear the interview he did?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, he did an interview, and there's been a lot of speculation. Me too, myself included, about him going up training with Snack. What's your take on Mikey Garcia going up to train with Victor Conte?
Look, I mean,
and you got history. You guys have history.
Yeah, no. I think, look, I mean, Victor has. It is not the same Victor it was before. So I think he's been really trying to be a positive force in the sport, helping these young fighters gain muscle, gain strength in a responsible and safe way, and you know, all these fighters which have worked with him, they have not tested positive. So I don't really look at. I believe always in giving people another chance, and I think Victor got another chance, and he turned around his life, and he is a different person today than he was. So, you know, I mean, from that point of view, I don't have a problem with it. And Mikey is one of the smartest people I know, and he knows exactly what to do. I mean, when he agreed to take this fight against Spence, and when I say nobody, I really mean nobody gave him a chance. Probably, maybe now some people are starting to turn a little bit, but I haven't really seen many. Because Mikey knows what he is doing, and if he feels that gaining the muscle mass and the strength in a sophisticated manner, like he can with Victor, is going to help him in the fight, and that's what he's going to do. And so, you know, he's one determined young man, Mikey Garcia, and as I said before, as I said in the beginning, you can never bet against him.
If I could be remiss, I'm be devil's advocate. William Monroe just popped dirty.
Okay.
And he was under the advisement of Victor Conte.
Yeah, okay, but you know, I mean, you have to. There are always some bad apples, you know. So you can't really say that is Victor's fault. So you know, you don't know what people take, or sometimes, you know, what's going on. So I believe that Mikey knows exactly what he's doing, and he's going to be doing whatever he's doing in a responsible manner.
What was the conversation between you and Mikey as it relates to, hey, Richard, I want Errol Spence, let's make it happen?
Yeah, you're laughing. I think I had the same reaction.
Because it's funny to me, for real, like in real life. It's funny to me.
I was laughing too, and I thought it was a joke. But he was serious. I mean, Mikey is not the kind of guy who just says things because of saying something. He is saying it because he is going to follow through, and that's exactly what he's been doing here, following through. So I was surprised in a way, but in another way I wasn't surprised, because Mikey is the kind of guy who challenges himself to fight the best. And he doesn't want to just go into a weight class and sort of like handpick an opponent to get the belt. No, he went, in his last few fights, he went against the strongest and toughest guys, and now he's going to do that again. And now the question is, did he bite off too much, you know, by going up these two weight classes and going up and fighting pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world with Errol Spence? A lot of people actually say that he is the best. And, you know, most people have Mikey and Errol within the top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world. So just that alone is very difficult, that you actually can put a boxing match together where you have two guys who are young, in their prime, in the top 5 pound-for-pound, and sort of like within the same weight class. For that to happen, that happens, you can't say every generation. It maybe happens every other generation. So for us as fight fans to be able to see this, to witness that, is just mind-blowing. I mean, this is, and I've promoted a lot of big fights. This is the biggest matchup I think I have ever promoted.
I'm sending this to Floyd.
No, this is the biggest matchup. No, you can.
I'm messing with you.
This is the biggest matchup, and you know. So, and the fact is that, as I just told somebody else, that you have a Fox behind it.
Big engine.
The whole marketing machine of Fox, and you've seen, Fox is not just like you know, putting their foot in the water or their toes in the water. They are jumping head first in into boxing, and the way they have been promoting boxing, you saw that with that Charlo fight, it blows your mind. I mean, their shoulder programming, the Charlos, when they did the shoulder programming on Fox, did like 1.2 million, 1.3 million viewers. That's more than 98% of the actual fights did over the past 2 years, and that's just a shoulder programming show. So the power of Fox to promote and expose these young guys is just absolutely amazing. And we haven't had that in the last 40 years or so, going back to the days of Ali,
Wide World of Sports,
yeah, exactly, Sugar Ray Leonard, Hagler,
and
Hearn,
NBC had some run too.
And so on, exactly.
Jesse
But
James,
we haven't
Rahal,
had that
guys,
like in 40 years. I mean, Oscar's first few fights were on free over the air, and you see what it did. It elevated these careers of these guys, and it elevated the sport. So for Fox, the biggest story last year was Fox to come into boxing. What that can do to the sport is the same it did all those years ago to the NBA and to the NFL and the Major League Baseball. It elevated these sports, and you're going to see the same with boxing. It's going to take boxing to a totally different level, and then to put fights like the one we announced today on live Fox on Channel 11 in prime time on a Saturday night. I mean, these are going to be two unbelievable matchups, and you need that on Fox so that when those people, we're not just talking about boxing fans or sports fans, we're talking about the general public. When the general public goes and is on Fox, Channel 11, and they're going to see these kind of fights, guess what? They're going to stick with it.
Yeah.
And that's how you make new boxing fans. And that's the power of Fox.
Speaking of big matchups, Mikey Garcia also said yesterday that he rates Terrence Crawford's resume a C+. How would you rate Terrence Crawford's resume?
Maybe slightly better than that. I would say, maybe like a B or so. I mean, Terrence Crawford is a great fighter. Let's face it. So is Lomachenko.
Sure.
But I personally, and I said it before, like Lomachenko has how many fights? 10, 11 fights?
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, something like that. 1 loss, 10 wins, or something like that. So how can you, after 11 fights, be number 1 or number 2 on the pound-for-pound list? And you look at his opponents as well.
Not unless you fought all 11 world champions.
Yeah, but you look at the opponents he fought, and in most of the fights, all of the fights, he was a huge favorite. So not just because he is so good, but the quality of opponents is just. I mean, I don't want to put him down because he is an incredible fighter. But how can you be pound for pound number 1 or number 2, and you compare his resume, and then you compare that to a Mikey Garcia, who has 39 fights, multiple division world champion, fought everybody, now challenging himself against an Errol Spence. I mean, I think it's like not even close. So some of those pound for pound lists, I think people are gonna have to take with caution.
Who's 2? You have Mikey at 1. Who's 2?
I think Spence is number 2.
Okay, so we got it. We got what we want then.
Exactly.
You got what you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think those 2, and then I think Crawford and Lomachenko are there. I think Deontay Wilder is there as well. So there's like Canelo is there as well. So there's like a group of fighters. Whether you're number 1 or number 2 or number 3 or number 4, I sort of like, they're pretty close to each other, and that's why just to have 2 guys in the same weight class being able to fight each other who are in that exclusive club of the pound for pound best fighters in the world is so rare.
Go ahead.
What did you think about Floyd last fight? I know he just fought on New Year's. It was a spar exhibition.
I think it was exactly what it was as advertised. It was an exhibition. Floyd did what he had to do. The other kid, it obviously never boxed, got stopped. And good for Floyd, picked up a nice paycheck. It was an exhibition, didn't count on anybody's record. It was entertainment. I think the people who staged it, the Ryzen group, they got their money's worth, because before that fight was announced, nobody here knew what the Ryzen is. Nobody knew outside of Japan what Ryzen is. Today, people know what Ryzen is. I think they increased their brand value, and it was probably worth what they paid to Floyd to increase their brand value, Ryzen, and that's how you have to look at it. So I think it was a win-win, and you know, and the fight fans, if anybody thought that the little Japanese guy was going to go and knock Floyd out, I mean, come on, we all knew what was going to happen, but it was fun. I think it was fun. Floyd had fun.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. 9 million smiles.
Had a big smile throughout, as long as the fight lasted. Had a big smile on his face, and who can blame him? Good for him.
Did you